Good evening, NFW Nation, and welcome to another episode of the Luv Shak. I'm your host, Big Al, the Doctor of Love.
And I'm your co-host, Thomas Charles. Good evening, Albert. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great. I'll tell you what, as NFW Nation just saw the unseen footage of to the season, Rob's messaging match and Johnny Richards' messaging match. And I'll tell you what, Charles, the event was great, but I'll tell you what, I just can't believe everything that happened during the whole event. I mean, it just blew my mind. I mean, it's just something else. What Johnny Richards did, I mean, I can't believe it. What about that?
Well, I'll tell you what, a lot of skullduggery went on that night, Albert. I mean, it was things that was unexplainable. I mean, you got Nick Iggy, a kid that I've known for a long time, but hey, I knew Johnny Richards for a long time, too.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what's up with Nick. I haven't had a chance. He won't return my calls. He won't return my texts. He won't return my emails, so I don't know what's up with him.
I don't know.
Anyway, we see Johnny Richards, you know, getting a little ahead of myself. These guys come out and attack Rob and Rich when they're having their match. Johnny Richards, whatever his name is this week. And then all of a sudden, John and Rob are right there, and they don't know what's up. And then the next thing I know, they're challenging them to a match. So, I mean, it's going to be interesting. What do you know about it, Albert?
I don't know. I mean, I got all the results here and everything. I mean...
I know, Albert, but do you have any insight? Do you know what caused all this? I have no idea.
Oh, Johnny Richards unpredictable. Nick Iggy's unpredictable. I'll tell you what. We go down the card. Before we do, we got some comments from the NFW Nation. I'll tell you what, we had a lot of great comments, and again, we got one for Mike Roman, and he's our buddy, Charles, ain't he?
Oh, he's a daggone good guy, man. I got up in Evansville a little bit early Saturday. Mike and I went out and did a little vinyl digging, had a great time. Yeah, he's a heck of a guy, that Mike Roman is.
He's great. Okay, Mike said that it's another fantastic show last night. You know, thanks for everyone involved for making it so. I do believe there is some retribution in store at the hands of the tag team champs, Johnny Whiplash and Tempest. And these four yahoos that jumped SOL, Rob Conway and Rich. I mean, do you guys have a death wish or something? You certainly picked the wrong four guys and tried to make a name for yourselves. And Charles, I'll tell you what, I agree with him because, I mean, SOL, Johnny Richards, and Rob, and the Coalition, I tell you what, Johnny Richards, Rob, and SOL, that's four guys you don't want to mess with, especially all together.
Well, that's true. You're talking about rough customers, just down and dirty, low down fighting guys.
I know.
I don't know, Albert. I'm just in a big haze of smoke right here. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, yeah. So I agree with that comment. Also, Jessica Byron, which is, I think, a friend or a relative of Chloe's, I pretty well believe, she said, I had a great time yelling at all the wrestlers. I can't wait till the next event. Go Team Chloe. Which, Chloe, her match was great, too, against Smart Mark. We go over that also. But there were the two comments. Like I said, we had a lot of other great comments. Everybody loved the event. Now, I'll tell you what, Charles, if you want me to, I'll go ahead and go on down to results, and we can talk about the results if you want, sir.
Go right ahead, little Al. I appreciate it.
Okay, now, we started off the event with Johnny Whiplash and Tempest, which are the NFW Tag Team Champions. They were going up against Rough Rider Roy and Bishop. And it was a great match, and Johnny Whiplash and Tempest ended up winning by DQ because Roy and Bishop kept getting out of the ring, fighting out of the ring, and I tell you what, they took it to Johnny Whiplash and Tempest, but I just can't believe that they stayed out of the ring like that, so they were DQ'd for a count out, and ended up getting Tempest and Johnny Whiplash's victory. But I tell you what, Johnny Whiplash and Tempest, I don't think they're done with Roy and Bishop. I think they're going to want more of them, and I'm hoping to see them going at it again, probably, hopefully, in the future. But again, Johnny Whiplash and Tempest remained the NFW Tag Team Champions. So, I mean, it started off, and plus, Tempest had a message for the NFW, said that he actually apologized for his behavior in the past and said he's joined up with Johnny and turned over a new leaf as far as he's going to be a champion for the people. So, Charlie, I tell you what, I think they start out as, I think they're representing NFW pretty good, don't you?
Oh, I think they are. You got two good guys there. You got a young guy, a little rookie guy there, Johnny Whiplash, but he's come right along. Tempest, he's a seasoned vet. He's been around. But I'm going to tell you what, I ain't got much use for these two big buffoons. What is it, Cowboy Roy and Johnny Jackson, or what are those clowns named? Bishop?
Bishop, yeah.
Yeah, just lace up one more time and slip on the tights. Maybe we'll take them 2 baboons on. What do you think, buddy?
Well, I'll tell you what, I don't mind doing it, but I just don't want to go through all that training again. I've had enough of that YMCA.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at, that's all just a joke anyway. But these guys don't, I mean, they don't play fair.
No, what
I'm
it
going
is,
to tell you right now, Tempest can get nasty. My man is Tempest. He can get dirty, so they better watch out what they're doing.
in my opinion, is Johnny's up and coming. He's new. Tempest, coming back from his injury, has really improved. I mean, his last few matches I've seen him in, he has really, really improved. And I think Rough Rider Roy and Bishop just couldn't handle them, coming up like that, all of a sudden getting the belts and leaving them. I think a little bit of jealousy right there. So,
well, it's jealousy, like I said, that Johnny Whiplash, he's a young guy and he's new in the business. Let me tell you something. He's a big old, tough old boy. I don't know if you know what he does for fun, but he raises snakes, and he's a pretty tough guy. I mean, he thinks like a snake. He'll strike when they're not looking now. You watch and see.
Oh, yeah.
They want to go on and them that big melon-headed Roy, and what's his name? Bucci?
Oh, the Bishop.
Yeah, well, they ask him for a little bit of trouble, because I'll tell you what, next time around, Tempest, Whiplash, they're going to let it all hang out.
Yeah, I think they'd be,
what you got there for me?
I think they'd be a little bit more ready for him. Okay, now, the next match, Charles, I tell you, is something that really surprised me and something I never thought would happen. Dyron Flynn and Chad Stallings took on Nick Iggy and Daniel Eads. And Dyron Flynn and Chad Stallings ended up winning the match. But yet, what transpired afterwards, shaking their hands and raising their hands together and calling themselves the Coalition. I mean, I would never believe that Nick Iggy would actually, do that. What do you think?
Well, like I told you, Al, I've known both those guys. I know all those guys, but Iggy and pretty close, or at least I thought we was. But I thought something a little strange Saturday night. He was very standoffish. He wasn't rude to me, but he wasn't standoffish. But I'll tell you what, he stood away from me at the end, because he knows that I don't approve of all that. I don't know what's wrong with these guys. I'm going to be honest with you, and it's just me thinking, and that's all it is. You don't think Johnny Richards could be behind this, do you? Because this whole thing is cockamamie.
No, I don't. Be honest with you, I think it's more Dyron. Dyron, I think, is like the leader of it because.
Well, it all smells, though. I don't care what it is.
I tried to talk to Nick, and he kept looking at Dyron and looking at me, and he wouldn't say a word. So
he needs to calm down.
Yeah, so I tell you, it just surprised me. Big. But again, Daniel, Chad Stallings Dyron was victorious over Nick Iggy and Daniel Eads.
Daniel Eads, another guy right there. They're just following the pack, young guy.
Yeah.
Falling right on in there, doing whatever he thinks is cool.
Yeah, I guess he's so involved like a golfer. But
he used to be a good boy. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, now here's the one I love. Chloe came back, She returned, and she's victorious in her return as she was attacked from behind by Smart Mark Rivers, and so they ended up making it a match, and Chloe ended up gaining the victory over Smart Mark, also known as the Winless Wonder, and I'm kind of glad because I tell you what, I've had enough of him, and I don't know, Apple, he's a few cards shy of a full deck, Charles.
Oh, he's a big crybaby, just wham. Can't take no criticism, can't take this, can't take that. Chloe gave him something that Ajax wouldn't take off of him that night.
Oh, yeah, well, she got going. She's got a good following.
A guy jumps in there and attacks a woman like he did anyway.
Oh yeah, she got a great fan base, and that fans really they loved her, and yeah, she put the whooping on Smart Mark. Like I said,
what do you think when he attacked her?
So then, okay, the next match, I wouldn't say surprised me, but the matchup.
Oh, just be darned.
Yeah, T-Bo Baxton came back and took on the Canadian Kid. Here you go. You got a guy who's 320 a biscuit taking on a guy who's 160 pounds soaking wet. And but Kid said he wanted it. It's a good learning experience. And I tell you what, he gave T-Bo all he could handle. Even though T-Bo came out victorious, the Canadian Kid, I think, showed T-Bo that he's Dynamite comes in small packages.
Oh yeah, Canadian Kid, man, he's a quickie.
Yeah.
He knows what's up. He's fast. He's agile. And he's pretty strong for a guy. He's like his old man, man. What do you expect? He's a junk car
He's taking after daddy, huh? Taking after daddy. But okay, again, he had a great showing. I think he gave T-Bone all he can handle. But again, T-Bone ended up coming out victorious. Now the next match, which was another great one, is awesome. Flash Flanagan taking on JP Lightning. And I tell you what, that match was great. I mean, actually, from start to finish, they even tore the ropes down on that one, Charles. They broke the turnbuckle.
Oh, I know it. It was just action. From the minute they stopped in that ring, the minute they started in that ring, the minute they stopped.
Oh, and Flash ended up getting the victory, but the way he got it, I tell you what, oh my gosh, that vicious kick he just turned around and just gave JP a kick right, a kick right in the chin with that foot. I mean, he knocked him out cold.
Oh yeah.
So again, Flash was victorious over JP with that vicious kick of his and breaking the ropes and everything, but came out victorious. Whew. Now, the next match was Ace Hawkins and Brandon Espinoza, who are the NFW No Limits champion. They put their belts up against SOL, and I tell you what, SOL, them guys, like I said, they're two guys you don't want to mess with either, and it was a great fight, but the referee was, like I said, the winless wonder, Smart Mark Rivers, kind of pulled a little dirty stunt when they were fighting outside the ring, and I think it was Scotty Wolf didn't get back in time before Smart Mark counted 1, 2, 3, 10 real quick. I think he skipped a few numbers. Of course, the only way he can count above it is take off his shoes. But again, the SOL lost by a count out. But I tell you what, I don't think they're done with branding them yet. I mean, they pretty well gave him a good lick. And also, there was interference by Daniel Eads and Chad Stallings, like members of the coalition. So again, you have an interference, but Ace, like I said, you can't take nothing away from Ace and Brandon. They stepped in there toe to toe with him, but it was a great match until toward the ending. But I'm sure that that feud's not over with yet.
No, not by long shot, Lil Al.
Oh, then okay, now, like I said, you seen the message Johnny Richards said, and then taking out my camera guy, which that's why I'm videotaping this, the Luv Shak here alone, because my camera guys. I wouldn't say under the weather, but he got a sore neck and shoulder due to the kick that Johnny Richards gave him. But I can forgive him for that, I guess. But he kind of put the hurting on my cameraman. But anyway, he came out. He took on Iron Man Rob Conway. Iron Man's comeback. As you heard the message just a while ago, what Rob said, and they followed him to the ring. It was great. Charles, he looked great, didn't he?
Oh, it looked like $1 million. He was all pumped up. He'd been eating a lot of egg whites, a lot of chicken, a lot of lean fish. Man, he was ready to go, wasn't he?
Oh, it's great. I'll tell you what, it was a great match.
Right before he left.
Oh yeah,
he was ready to go, man. Come on, follow me. Let's get it.
He was ready, and he was ready. He kind of took Johnny by surprise at the beginning, but I give Johnny credit. He stepped in there with him, and I'll tell you what, they put on a great match, and they were going at it left and right, toe to toe. And the match, like I said, action from start to finish also. And they were pretty well pounding each other. And then Rob started getting the edge. Then all of a sudden, here we go again. Interference by the coalition. Nick Iggy, Chad Stallings, Dyron Flynn, Daniel Eads jumped in. First, it was Nick and Dyron actually jumped in first. And what surprised me was they attacked Rob. And they were pretty well beating him down. And you think, Johnny Richards, what would he do? I thought, okay, he's going to join in and help beat Rob down even more. Or is he just going to walk out and let them continue beating him? He didn't either. He actually went to Rob's aid and gave Dyron and Nick a knuckle sandwich, Charles.
I know, that was a little strange, but like I said, that whole night was strange, so I don't know, but I guess we'll see. I'm looking forward to March 1st for that match right there, that particular match right there.
Yeah, we'll talk about that here in a second. It's going to be great. March 1st is going to be great with that 8-man tag and Raven and Gator Domino coming back. But again, at first I awarded the match to Rich by disqualification because I thought they were actually coming after Rob because of Rich, but Rob said, it wouldn't be right for him to get the victory over something that they attacked Rich for too. So, yeah, he was right. So I made it a no contest. So the match was declared a no contest. But I just couldn't believe that Johnny came to Rob's aid and even shook his hand and said, I'll be by your side. I'll stand by you if you stand by me. And I tell you what, Johnny Rich in some ways can't be trusted. But in this match here, after what he did, do you think Rich can be trusted right there, Charles?
I don't know. Like I said, I still don't know if he might not have something to do with this coalition. The way things have been the last few months, you don't know who's trust who and who's with who. I mean, it's just been.
I guess.
I can trust you, can't I?
Oh yeah, you can always trust me, Charles. I'm your buddy.
I don't know, man. I'm getting a little worried there. But anyways.
But I tell you, I was wondering.
Milkshake's got my back, so that's cool.
Oh yeah, we got each other's back. The NFW couple all the way. But again, I'm just wondering which Johnny's going to show up March the 1st. The Johnny that's going to be there for Robert, or the Johnny that turned on him, a little ways back. So I'm hoping he lives up to his word and stands up with Rob and SOL. So we'll see there March the 1st. We'll find out how things transpire then. Then again, the main event, the match that everybody is glad to see, the NFW debut of Raven going up against Gator McAllister. And I'll tell you what, it was a great match. Domino was in Gator's corner, which kind of surprised me, but not surprised me. I mean, so he had a pretty good guy in his corner. But
I thought that was Andrew Dice Clay for a minute.
Oh yeah. But Raven came out victorious in his NFW debut, but he was jumped from behind by Domino. Domino got in the ring and pretty well took it to him a little bit, and but Raven, he's far from out. He stood up, he came back at him, and he even challenged Domino and Gator. He said he wants him back March the 1st. So Raven's going to be back March the 1st, Charles, with the partner that yet to be determined. I'm kind of, knowing Raven, I'm just wondering who's going to bring in with him. I guess March 1st we'll find out. And they're going up against Domino and Gator. So I'll tell you what, March the 1st, Charles, at the Metro Sports Center, 5820 Metro Drive here in Evansville, Indiana, NFW is going to be at it again. Gator McAllister, Domino going up against Raven and a partner of his choice. And you got Johnny Richards, Ironman Rob Conway, SOL, taking on the Coalition, Darren Flynn, Nick Iggy, Chas Stallings, and Daniel Weeds. So you got two matches already booked right there, Charles. I tell you what, it's already looking good.
Oh, it's looking good. It's looking out of sight, but it's going to happen on a Saturday night.
I can't wait. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Them are just two of the matches, and then them two matches there, Charles, is going to be two heck of a fights right there. I mean, they're going to blow the roof off the Metro with just them two matches, so no telling how the matches are going to be there. I mean, the event's already huge now. Just wait till we get the other matches. I mean, it's going to be great. It's going to be great. And also, before we go, we want to thank our sponsors, Evansville Tire, Greeks Family Pizzeria, which we'll be talking about the Greeks. We'll be having our second anniversary soon, Charles. So we'll be getting hold of them, and hopefully we can be there again with the NFW Nation doing a special show with the Luv Shak there. With maybe we can have some music there, huh, Charles?
Could be a little blues going on that night, Albert.
I can't wait. I'm looking forward to it. We also want to thank Jan's Fashion, A Brighter Side, and TJ Scrap Dealer. And I tell you what, Charles, there's not much else to say, but them were the results. And I tell you what, the matches, Tempest and Johnny Whiplash telling they want to be the champions for the fans, which I'm glad. Nick Iggy, turning and joining the coalition, and then you got Rich coming to Rob's aid. I mean, so much stuff went on during that, enough to make your head swim. But I tell you what, the event was huge. The crowd was great. We had a sellout crowd. They loved it. Every match was fantastic. I mean, the guys went all out, gave the fans, everything that they wanted to see. And now we're looking forward to March the 1st. We got Raven and his partner going up against Gator and Domino. And we got, like I said, Rich, Rob, SOL going up against the coalition. So I tell you what, Charles, I don't know what else to say. I mean, the event was huge. Now, March 1st is going to be huge. Is there anything else you want to say before you spread the love?
I just want to say I want to see everybody back out there March the 1st. It's going to be a little while, but we're going to be back ready, better, and bigger than ever.
I can't wait.
I want to send a big shout out to one of the NFW for a long time, but he's changed his attitude. Great kid, Michael Wheeler. Hey, Mike, glad to see you the other night.
Oh yeah, oh, buddy, yeah, yeah. He's happy, you know.
Michael's back. He's away from all that. He's back. He's happy again.
Yeah.
He's not following all that old dark side.
Oh, he's something
I
else.
believe since the Rich Revolution broke up, he's been a different kid.
Yeah, and I'm glad. He's okay now. If he just, you know, keep that chin up. You know, he loves Johnny Richards and he loves Rob Conway, and he's happy. He said he can't wait till the next show.
I can't wait to see. We'll have to get Michael on here one time.
What's that, sir?
We'll have to get on Michael and come on here with us one time.
Yeah, we have to get I get a hold of him. I know his mom pretty well, so I get a hold of him.
All righty.
Okay, Charles, I'm about done. Like we said, you know, March the 1st at the Metro Sports Center, you know, NFW has another show. Raven and his partner against Domino and Gator. Then we got the Coalition, Dyron, Chad, Daniel Eads, and Nick Eek going up against Rob Conway, Johnny Richards, and SOL. You know, Anthony Blaze, Scotty Wolf. Whew, I tell you what, 2 great matches already. It's gonna be something else. So
Yes, sir.
I'm done, Charles. If you want to do your thing, buddy, it's all yours.
All right, just remember, NFW Nation, don't fight amongst yourself. These are fighting us. All you gotta do is spread the love.
Thanks, Charles. I'll see you next week. See you later, NFW Nation. Goodbye. Great.